Well, there's quite a few different ways that a song will come to me, but I think that the basic gift that occurs is when the song comes to you as what I'll just say is a song spirit. I believe that, or my belief system says they're out there, they're searching for means, and once a song spirit knows that you're serious and you've got the chops and that you're looking, they come to you. And I've kind of learned that by having songs come to me, and I know that I can be driving down the road. A lot of times I don't listen to a lot of other music, honestly. I love just having quiet, because in my head there's something happening. And I kind of think that happens with most people, that there's a melody or a chorus or something that's forming. And in the case of a songwriter, they take it to the next step.
Once in a while you do walk around with a melody in your head. It just comes. You know, I'm the writer that thinks they're all out there written. Okay, I pulled in a bridge from here, wrong in a chorus from there, and oh, they went over here later. You know, I just misjudged that. So these melodies that appear seem so there. You wonder if you even made it up or you just captured it. Okay, that's what goes on in your mind.
I might be working on I might be learning. I've been playing guitar for 55 years or so, but I feel like I'm still learning. This is an arpeggio. So it's a really pretty little, it's a scale and it's a chord scale. But I might take that and turn it into a song, which this is a song, I'll just do a little piece of it, but it goes. I was born to run. I live my life like I'm shot out of a gun. You know I'm stealing some time. I've been stealing time. Is this reality or is it in my mind? There's no rhyme or reason for the stealing time. So it was just a good way to practice the arpeggio. And then there's... So, you know, that's a good way to get better at playing guitar. There's one way to describe how a lot of songs can be started that way. I feel like I'm the guy with the net at the edge of the river trying to catch a fish as it swims upstream. And so whatever swims into the net is the song that I have and I cherish. And that might be a song with a lot of message, but it also might just be a simple little novelty song, or what I call my male escapism songs.
When I was 14, I wrote my first song, and it was a pretty good song, actually. We were very surprised at ourselves, and you can be surprised at yourself, you know, when you try something you've never done before. But we became very good at harmonizing, and this was going to be our forte, and we got really into these vocals, like I say, from all that we'd been listening to. The idea of using vocals as instruments took over. As alternative, we don't need horns, we have vocals as alternative. Well, instead of strings, let's do this. You know, you get into that kind of creativity. So that served us well, I thought. And we were young enough to have such an open mind to accept all these different ways of doing things. We weren't stuck in our ways at all. We're too young to have that. So you're open. You're ready to, you can, they wrote, well, we can write, they wrote. You know, we can put a keyboard in our band. They recorded We Can Work It Out and used a keyboard. The Beatles did, so we can do that. We got Vox amplifiers, we got Ludwig drums, we got Gretsch guitars. It was crazy. But what happens is you get into it that much, then like I say, it all pulls together and becomes your roots. So you'll eventually write a song and they'll go, hey, that's Beatles-ish. You go, duh. I've been playing the Beatles songs for 5 years, So in that way, it's a good thing because all of these influences end up being the roots of what you're going to produce. And it's fun when someone can hear where you came from inside your very own music. I have no problem with that. Yeah, very Beatley. I wish it was more Beatley, that kind of thing.
So I had an experience that affected my music a lot. And that was that I was in Nashville, and I was walking. We had a house in like a old suburban neighborhood. It was like built in the early 1900s, and beautiful four-square houses, they were called. And so I was walking the dog, and the road was built in 1905, so these were like double-lane roads, one going one way and one the other, traffic this way. Tree-lined streets, and all of a sudden the road went like this, and it split apart, and in the middle of it, and it came back together, but in the middle there was a tree that was it was probably 6 feet in diameter. It just had a presence. It was so big. And so I walked up to this tree, and you could really feel it. And I was like romanticizing being in Nashville and thinking about Elvis and thinking about Hank Williams, and I'm like kind of talking to a tree and saying, yeah, you've seen a lot. You've been here a long time. You probably remember you were here when Elvis was hitting it big, and the tree said, I've been here a lot longer than that. And I'm like, wow, okay. And the tree started telling me about the Civil War and soldiers and pain and suffering, and I realized that this tree became kind of a mentor to me, and I wrote a song called "The Wizard Tree" about it, and a couple of other songs since have emerged from that influence. The songs are characterized by extremely different kind of rhythms than what I normally might come up with on my own. So they're very slow, and very like a tree might grow slowly. And this one was on my most recent album. It's called Shine. It's on yellowhousemedia.com. There's a couple of them that were influenced. Wizard Tree has not been recorded yet. That's up for the next group of recordings. It's an easy ride to Dayton when it don't rain. Just watch out for the potholes and the truckers in the left lane. When I get back to Nashville, I'll need some inspiration. Joy and sorrow, they come to me. I meet them there. Wizard Tree. Well, the wizard tree, she's old and gnarly. She's got scars all across her bough. And if you hold your thoughts, she'll tell you plenty. She'll sing you songs of joy and sorrow. Sing songs that you can borrow.
On Rhythm of the World, there's songs written by the three of us, by the two of us, by the one of us, but it is within the family. We are co-writing with each other. Absolutely. Because we've been doing a summer tour every summer, the Happy Together tour, going to 50 to 60 cities on a bus. There's a lot of time on that bus to do things. So we got into writing songs and getting back into the studio and thinking, you know what? Because what we've done as a group is not pursue fame and fortune per se, but if in the way we are now in our career, if you write songs and that's what you do and you're a performer and that's what you've always done, you don't stop just because you're not signed to MGM Records. You keep going because it's what you do. So we've made records in the 70s, the Cocaine Drain album, 80s, 90s, Global, and now Rhythm of the World. So it's not like we put out an album every year, very rare. But we've always performed individually and collectively, and have always maintained our artistic integrity and the fact that this is what we do. So because people go, you're making an album at your age, I go, uh-huh. And you just nod knowingly, you go, look, whatever. You can use ageism, you can do whatever you want with this, but a good song is a good song. And a great recording is a great recording. And when you write and record, your self-analysis is always positive. I wouldn't want it any other way.
Well, I had a person he had his wife. I didn't really know this person. I knew him through the internet because I was doing some internet songwriting and, where you kind of get into a group chat and they critique your songs. And his wife was a helicopter pilot in Afghanistan, and he was home with the kids. And he asked me if I would write a song for her. Her handle was called Gray Eagle. I wrote this song, and Kerry Rosenthal and I recorded it. It's on my Imaginary World album, and it came out quite well. Actually, I was really surprised. But it was one of the few times that I had to sit down and I had the pieces given to me by a third party, and I was surprised it actually came out and worked pretty well.
There's a song called You Gotta Get Up. We were on tour all summer listening to the Turtles at the end of our concert. We were with them, and Howard from the Turtles always yelled at the audience, you gotta get up, you gotta get up. And so we looked at each other and said, there's a song there. Of course you look up, You Gotta Get Up says 100 songs called that. But what I'm saying is you're inspired to write about this experience, and it produced a great song. So there you had an idea. And I'm not a great lyricist. Paul and Susan are way better at that. I'm more the music, okay? So as a team, as a threesome, we learned to write together in a very fun way. We had never done that really too much. Susan writes alone, I write alone. But as a group, this is a collective experience, Rhythm of the World. And in that way, it's a wonderful experience. Incredible.
Waiting for what you believe should surely come your way, and hoping that the road ahead will turn a golden day.